You may not believe it, but some types of chocolate are actually healthier than others. For those who love those sweet, creamy pieces, this sounds like a dream. But people are still unsure whether dark chocolate is healthier than milk or white chocolate. Or do they all fall into the same chocolate category? Today we will have a real chocolate war to find out who will get more votes. In the meantime, I'll also share a few shocking facts that will make you think twice before buying your next chocolate slab. I'm also curious, is there a type of chocolate you can't give up? Let me know, because this is also for those who love smooth milk chocolate, 90% cocoa, a topic that concerns all chocolate lovers, including those who like hard and bitter chocolate. Before we get into the topic, here's an interesting fact about chocolate. It is estimated that each person in Switzerland eats around 12 kilos of chocolate per year. That's a lot, especially considering that approximately 1.4 kilos of chocolate are eaten in Brazil each year. This is a huge difference. In one country, chocolate is eaten as if there is no tomorrow. In the other, even opening the chocolate bar wrapper is difficult. Some people think this data is hidden chocolate moments. For example, it might think it doesn't include that extra Easter egg you secretly ate. However, the difference between cultures is interesting. For many Swiss, eating a small piece of chocolate during or after lunch is a daily habit. It's almost a ritual, like going out for coffee somewhere else. On the other hand, elsewhere chocolate is eaten only on holidays or as a quick snack. On the other hand, chocolate is often perceived as a sweet treat that provides pleasure and comfort at any time. Cocoa beans, sometimes called cocoa beans, are the starting point for chocolate. The seeds give chocolate its dark brown color and intense flavor. Cocoa butter from the beans, that is the fat part of the beans, and cocoa powder, that is the remaining part of the pressed and ground beans, is obtained. When a product is said to have a high cocoa content, it usually means that it has a lot of cocoa butter and powder. People can't get enough of the sweet taste of cocoa powder, and cocoa butter makes chocolate smooth and melt in your mouth. You may recall that white chocolate only contains cocoa butter, but not cocoa mass. This means that the chocolate does not carry the intense color and flavor of cocoa beans. Here a difficulty arises. The amount of cocoa in chocolate can vary greatly by brand and type, and cocoa is not always the main ingredient. To make chocolate more interesting, add sugar, milk powder, nuts, dried fruit, flavorings, and sometimes even salt may be added. Some daredevils are trying to make salty or spicy chocolate, something most chocolate purists wouldn't have dreamed of just a few years ago. There's another trick. Some brands, cheaper vegetable oils to reduce costs or make the product last longer, palm oil being popular, ads. Technically this is allowed, but it does change the taste and texture of the final result. When you add too much fat and filler, chocolate no longer meets legal requirements. For this reason, you can find chocolate-flavored candies in bakeries. These are usually cheaper and taste a little different. They're not toxic, but they're not real chocolate because of the low cocoa content. If you know the points you need to pay attention to, the cocoa content is low, you can more easily find chocolate that is high in fat and artificial flavors. After cocoa, sugar, vegetable oils, or other fillers on the label, if it says at the bottom, you should know that the chocolate you have in your hand is not real chocolate. Remember those ugly chocolates shaped like umbrellas or balls that you see at parties? Many remember these tasting like sugary butter, not chocolate. Some people think that the quality of popular chocolates has declined in the last few years. This is quite possible if companies cut costs. I won't go into detail, but why chocolate in the future is worse than we remember, I'm planning to make a film about what it looks like. If you would like to get more information, fill out the form below. Our main goal right now is to reveal the differences between milk, dark, and white chocolate, so we can tell if there's a clear winner or if it's just a case of pick your poison. Don't worry, I won't force you to hate chocolate. You can still enjoy chocolate by consuming it wisely. Before you make your choice, we need to learn how useful each type is. First, let's talk about milk chocolate, a long-time favorite due to its smooth, sweet taste. By law, milk chocolate must contain at least 25% cocoa, but can go up to 40%. When it exceeds 40%, the chocolate becomes semi-sweet or bitter and is often called dark chocolate. This means that at least 60% of the milk chocolate tablet consists of sugar, milk powder, This means that it consists of other ingredients such as emulsifiers and even sweeteners. You might be surprised to find that sugar is often listed first on the ingredient list, right after cocoa. However, for most of us, this is not new information. After all, chocolate is a candy, and most candies are sweet. How much sugar is in each serving? And is it in line with your daily sugar intake? That's the real question. One of the common types of milk chocolate contains about 14 grams of sugar in 4 small squares, which is about 25 grams. The World Health Organization, WHO, states that most people should not consume more than 50 grams of added sugar per day. If these 4 squares are your main sweet snack, you're not overdoing it. But if you consume a lot of sweet things like coffee drinks, cereal, and candy throughout the day, those extra grams add up quickly. Another point to consider is milk powder. It is milk powder that gives milk chocolate its intense creamy taste and its ability to maintain freshness on the shelf. Chocolate made from fresh milk that is not yet cooled will not harden well at room temperature. It will become soft and most likely spoil. Therefore, milk powder is the standard in this industry, as it gives the chocolate a pleasant consistency and allows it to be stored for longer periods. In addition to the amount of sugar, it is also necessary to pay attention to the amount of fat. A 25-gram serving of milk chocolate can contain 8 grams of fat, with about half of that being 4.5 to 5 grams of saturated fat. This means that just a few slices of chocolate contain at least 15% of your daily recommended fat intake. Add to that the 130 to 140 calories per serving, and it becomes clear that chocolate is high in calories. Consuming too much chocolate can be harmful if you don't balance it with other foods in your diet. However, you don't have to give up milk chocolate completely. People who are lactose intolerant or follow a plant-based diet can use dairy-free almonds. They may find snacks made from coconut or other milks. But even healthy or diet chocolates contain more fat, may contain sweeteners or additives, so read the label carefully. Speaking of reading labels, how about dark chocolate? Everyone on the internet loves it and calls it healthy chocolate because it has more cocoa content. If the cocoa content in a chocolate bar is over 40%, it is semi-sweet or dark chocolate.